Going on out there, YouTube? It's your boy Larry B, coming with another album review. Well, today I don't have really a specific album I want to review. Today I'm just going through like some of the albums I've bought, during the past months or so that I haven't really touched on. So I'm gonna start with a few I got right here. Alright, right here I have Suicidal Tendencies, Join the Army, released in 1987. This was their second album. In between that album, they released like a compilation album called Welcome to Venice, and I think they did like a few side projects in between there. But this is the second official Suicidal Tendencies album. This was the first album that had Rocky George as the lead guitarist. And it was also the first album where they started going more into their thrash, their crossover thrash style. You know what I'm saying? But it still maintained like the hardcore punk roots. But this was the album where they really started crossing over into the whole crossover thrash genre, which Suicidal's been credited with creating. But yeah, Suicidal Tendencies, Join the Army, released in 1987. Great album. Definitely go pick it up. Alright, let me go over here. Get some albums. Hold up, guys. Right here I have The Fix by Scarface, released in 2002. This was Scarface's first album for Def Jam South. He served as the president for Def Jam South for I don't know how long, maybe a couple of years or so. But probably this album right here is probably best known for the song "Guess Who's Back," featuring Jay-Z, Beanie Sigel, produced by Kanye West, and also the song "My Block," which was also another big hit. But it's probably best known for "Guess Who's Back." And the funny thing about that is that "Guess Who's Back" was not even a single. And I just recently found out that song was not even a single. That song just got played on the radio a lot. I thought it was a single all these years. I thought that song was a single, but it wasn't. But yeah, this is Scarface, The Fix. Definitely a great album, man. Very personal, very heartfelt music on this record, man. He gets deep on this album. But Scarface, The Fix, go pick it up. Alright, right here I have Gorillaz, their first album, released in 2001. Just got this like just a few days ago. Gorillaz, they're a virtual band from the UK, started by Damon Albarn from the band called Blur, and artist and animator named Jamie Hewlett. It was a virtual band they put together back in I think it was 1998 or so. They released like an EP in 2000 called Tomorrow Comes Today, and this is their full-length album debut right here, Gorillaz. These guys, man, this is one of my favorite bands growing up. I just thought it was so cool to see a virtual band doing music, man. But definitely a great album. It's a mixture of all types of genres: trip hop, electronica, alternative rock, alternative hip hop. It's just a mixture of all that. But yeah, Gorillaz, definitely go pick that up. Okay, right here I have the new album from Primus and the Chocolate Factory with the Fungi Assemble. This was released I think maybe a couple of weeks ago. I think this was released a couple of weeks ago. Basically, this album right here is a reimagining of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Primus basically takes all the original songs from the 1971 soundtrack, and they do this really twisted reimagining of the songs, man. Very, very cool, man. I've been listening to a lot of experimental stuff lately, and I decided to go check this out after I heard it at a record store, and I enjoyed what I heard, so I bought it. And it's very cool, man. Very, very experimental. It's very out there. May not be for everybody, but the reason why I liked it so much because it's very creepy and experimental, and it kind of reminds me of that whole theory that Willy Wonka was a serial killer. But that's so much to go into that. I have to say that for another day. But yeah, Primus and the Chocolate Factory with the Fungi Assemble. Definitely go pick that up. And right here I have another Primus album, Sailing the Seas of Cheese, released in 1991. This was their second album, their major label debut album on Interscope Records. This album's probably best known for Jerry Was a Race Car Driver and Tommy the Cat, which was featured in the Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, one of the Bill and Ted movies. I think it was the second one that they made. Definitely a dope album. This album has more of like Primus's funk metal. It's still experimental, but it has more emphasis on their funk metal style that you know they were famous for. But definitely a great album. One of my favorite songs here is track number 3, Sergeant Baker. I like the hook where he goes left, right. You know, it's just a really cool song, man. But all around, pretty dope album. So definitely go pick that up. Next up, I got Souls of Mischief. There Is Only Now. This is the new album from Souls of Mischief, produced entirely by Adrian Younge. For those of you who aren't familiar with Adrian Younge, he's the guy who produced Ghostface Killah's last album, 12 Reasons to Die. Same guy. So you already know what to expect from this album. Very soulful, 70s, old school 70s soul production, man. That's what I get from this album, man. Of course, I like 12 Reasons to Die. This album also has a concept to it. This concept is from an actual incident that happened in 1994, where Hyro was hanging out at a well-known hangout spot in Oakland. Some guys walked up on him, and one of the guys actually shot Domino. Didn't kill him. Fortunately, didn't kill him. Of course, because Domino's still making music. But they kind of expand on that experience. I won't spoil the concept for you, but it does feature Ali Shaheed Muhammad from Tribe Called Quest. He serves as a DJ who kind of navigates you through the story. Guest appearances from Busta Rhymes, William Hart from the Delphonics, for all you old school fans out there. Snoop Dogg, who else? And Scarab from Living Legends fame. But definitely a dope album. This CD also comes with an instrumental disc. But it's a cool album, man. I really enjoyed it. One of the best hip hop records to come out this year. Really dope. Really dope. So definitely go pick that up if you haven't already. And definitely go check it out. Alright, next up I got the Funk. This is 2 albums in one, Defunct and Thermonuclear Sweat. Defunct, they're a, how should I put it? They're a jazz funk band from New York City. They was started by a guy named Joseph Bowie. They pretty much take jazz and they put it together with punk and funk. And unfortunately, I haven't had the time to. I just got this not too long ago. I haven't really got the time to really listen to this album all the way. But what I have heard, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good album. Pretty dope. So this is 2 albums in one. It's their first album, Defunct, and then their second album, Thermonuclear Sweat. An interesting thing, Thermonuclear Sweat. During that time, Vernon Reid from Living Colour, he actually was a member of the band during that period. So I thought that was an interesting thing. But Defunct and Thermonuclear Sweat, definitely go pick it up, man. And check the band out if you haven't already. They got stuff on YouTube that you can hear. And let's see here. Let's transition. Alright, sorry about this. I just got bored and decided to go ahead and do this. Alright, No Control by Bad Religion, released in 1989. Bad Religion, they're a hardcore punk band from California, I think Los Angeles. They've been active for almost, probably going on about 30 years or so. This is one of their highlights in their discography. Definitely a good album. And I think this album was really what really got them really noticed outside of California. Because before then, they were really just known around Southern California. But this album was really the album that really got them out there, got their name out there. So definitely go check it out. Great hardcore punk. Right here I have, let's see what else. The Misfits, Walk Among Us. This is like this is the debut album of the Misfits, released in 1982. This is when Glenn Danzig was the lead singer and primary writer. Um, good good record, man. Good record. I guess what drew me to this record is when I decided to go check it out, and I liked it Glenn Danzig's voice. I liked his voice on the record. I liked the way it sounded, and I think it's a good hardcore punk or horror punk. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of their subject matter is inspired from like B movie horror flicks from like the 1950s and 60s. But dope album, man. Definitely go check it out. Sublime, 40 Ounce to Freedom, released in 1992. This is Sublime's debut album. Um, it's a dope record, man. Dope record. I've enjoyed it, man. It knocks in the trunk, man. You can really hear the hip hop influence on this record, man. It definitely knocks on the trunk, man. Um, I think the one song that this album's probably known for is the song called Date Rate. I know Fishbone did a cover of that song, but I think that's the main song this album's probably known for is Date Rate. But the single wasn't released until like 1995. You know what I'm saying? So that was like 3 years after this album came out. But Sublime, man, they were a ska punk band from California, Long Beach. They were really popular. Unfortunately, their lead singer, he died of a heroin overdose right when the band was starting to gain a lot of mainstream exposure and attention. Um, but it is what it is. But this was their debut album, released in 1992. Definitely go check it out. Right here I got Zion I, True and Living, released in 2005. Zion I, they're a hip hop duo from Oakland, California. Consists of Zombi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and Amp Live, who's the producer. This is a really great hip hop record, man. Very instrumental. Experimental too, because they have all types of. They have like jazz influences on this record, electronic. All around, it's a great hip hop record. I think the songs that this album is known for is the song called The Bay and Bird's Eye View. Some really dope songs, man. I've enjoyed the record since I've got it. I should have got it earlier because I've been known who Zion I is, but I was just now getting around to it. But True and Living by Zion I, definitely pick that up if you come across it. I have Rancid and Out Come the Wolves, released in 1995. This was the band's breakthrough record. I want to say this is their best-selling album. They received a lot of attention for this. They got their heaviest airplay on MTV from this album. A lot of the singles like Ruby Soho, Roots Radical, Time Bomb got a lot of airplay. Very dope record. Very sorry, I don't mean to pause like that, but very dope record. Good punk rock. It even has elements of ska punk in some songs. Some songs are ska punk songs. So it takes you back to the whole Operation Ivy origins of the album, of the band. But Rancid and Out Come the Wolves, definitely pick that up. And right here I have another Rancid album called Life Won't Wait. I think this was their last record released on Epitaph. But this is probably Rancid's most experimental album because they didn't just have elements of like ska punk or punk rock. They had elements of like I would say like even like some like rockabilly and reggae. Reggae is really at the forefront of this album. And I think Tim Armstrong, I think his vocals sounded really great on this record. I think his vocals sounded really great on this record. Sorry, I don't mean to keep turning Ray. I'm watching Sugar Hill, Wesley Snipes movie. It got to a good part, but sorry about that. But yeah, this is probably their most experimental record, man. I liked it. I think it's one of my favorites by Rancid. I think it's dope, man. I hope one day they'll go back to that because they had a lot of. It was a very genre bending, man. But Life Won't Wait, definitely get that. And that's all I'm really gonna show you today. Hope you guys enjoy what I just showed you guys. Hope it maybe influence some of you guys to go out there and purchase some stuff. But anyway, this has been Larry B, and hope you guys have a blessed day. Peace out.